I'm taking a vow of silence while he explains the first segment. But this is the Tree of Woe show, July 9th, 2012 Raw review. And like I said, like a young dude in a monastery, I pledge silence for
Monk?
this first thing. Yeah.
Like a young monk.
Like
a young
monk.
Shaolin monk.
No matter how bad I want to complain,
Shaolin monk.
I'm going to let you complain. Shaolin Monk was the name of a Mortal Kombat video game.
Yeah. Well,
explain this to them.
Right. So AJ starts out the show. She brings out Punk. They go. She gives him the googly eyes, and she's like, "Hey Punk, will you marry me?" And then Dan Bright's out yelling, "No, don't do it. AJ, marry me." Punk calls him out, says, "Dude, you're just doing this to get an advantage in the match because you want to win or something like that." Or I don't know. It was a couple hours ago, and it's already in the back of my mind because I don't want to think about it ever again. And then the anonymous GM is back. Oh god. And they announced Punk and AJ versus Brian and Eve for the main event of the show. And that basically this opener was 20 minutes long, and it was a train wreck. It was a train wreck, and then they said, well, let's pull the trains back out again and let them go on the same track over and over and over and over, and then let's light it on fire. Fire.
All right, we're done with that.
Oh, God.
Just for the record, when the anonymous GM, the lights flickered, I freaked out. But other than that, that's not good news when you get excited over a computer. First match of the night was one of the top 5 matches of the night. Sheamus, I was gonna try to make a sarcastic joke of how good this was, but I couldn't even do it. Sheamus versus Jack Swagger.
There's like some matches.
Did we ever expect anything more from this match?
No, we expected Sheamus to bro kick him, fella.
And he did. Sheamus wins, and then afterwards we hear,
Del Rio says, "I will win."
That's literally about it.
What? Why are?
I don't know. That's literally all he says. I will win. And then he drives off, and then Sheamus says, "No, bro, kick the Jack Swagger," because something struck a nerve when he said he was gonna win. He went all Chael Sonnen on him. I'm gonna win. Didn't talk crap on Brazil, but he took it like Anderson Silva said. Bro kick. Yeah. But yeah, so shocker. Sheamus wins again.
Yeah.
This normally you can't this isn't something to complain about. It's not like we didn't know what was gonna happen. It's just this was surrounded by many other things that didn't go over well.
Usually it's like, oh, okay, well,
where the hell was Dolph Ziggler? Oh, he's in the SmackDown Money Bank, I guess. Maybe we'll read about him in a minute. I hope so.
Next up, we have Ryder Organization talking about Zackdown.
Zackdown, Friday Night Zackdown, which is getting filmed probably right now.
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
So yeah, and then he said Santino said he's gonna find the anonymous Raw general manager today, and he puts on his Sherlock Holmes stuff.
They're attacking that girl for catching it over the barrier.
What a jerk. Yeah. Which in theory he was not as good of a Sherlock Holmes as R-Truth was. Yeah. Just saying. And then we get to another tag match. Well, another tag match, seeing as there were more to come. But we get your boy. Oh, Dolph Ziggler was on here. Oh yeah, that's why I forgot. Because he was a Tensai, and Dolph Ziggler didn't do anything against Tyson Kidd and Christian. Yeah. And these are 4 guys that are in Money in the Bank, so it logically
I thought you were going to say in your fave 5, and I was about to kick down. I got 2.
Oh, my fave 5 is John Cena.
He actually said, he's like, you know what? I think Cena's my favorite wrestler who's doing anything right now.
It really is. Because obviously I like Dolph Ziggler more than him, but I like CM Punk more, but I don't like what they're doing with them. Yeah. Cena, he's doing dumb stuff. At least he's fighting. Yeah, he'll fight him.
Anyways.
Tensai pins Christian and then attacks.
You said Christina.
Christina. Oh, dyslexia.
No, that's not dyslexia. That's a Freudian slip.
Oh, it is, because A and N are switched.
No, it's a Freudian slip because in your mind you thought Christina, so you typed Christina because you're not the Christian fan.
No, I'm fine with Christian.
No, deep down you're living the old Christian days where you had the glasses.
Oh yeah, I don't like Christian anymore. People were bitching about Randy Orton. I don't give a shit. Randy Orton's way better than Christian. But anyways, Then he attacked your boy outside. How do you feel about that?
He powerbombed Tyson Kidd.
Onto the
Tyson Kidd sold like a champ.
Yeah, onto the apron.
Tyson Kidd gonna win Money in the Bank. Book it. Bank on the kid.
Don't want to.
Because it makes about as much sense as Daniel Bryan did. And
no, because I like Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler a lot more.
Was Rhodes even featured in that?
No, he wasn't on there.
Awesome.
I don't know, but then again, would I rather have Cody Rhodes not on TV or tagging with Tensai? It's really a 50-50 toss up at this point.
I think he's backstage with catering. I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably eating some food. Man, this fooder's going hammer time. He said 11 this round.
Yeah. 5 outs.
I can like him because he's not on the Brewers anymore. Yep. But, and then we get Home Run Derby we watched during this commercial. But no, really, it was Brodus Clay versus Drew McIntyre. 5 seconds, guess who won? 3, 2, 1. Nope, you're wrong. It was Brodus Clay. And he won again. And he did move, and then Drew McIntyre jumped off, and he said headbutt. He said uppercut, headbutt, low kick, Mankey. He went, he did no low kicks. He won though, and then little kids danced in the ring, and then we changed channel. But when we came back, it was Santino and Jericho. Santino was backstage saying, "You are the Raw GM." And Jericho said this: "What in the hell are you doing?" And the Big Show comes in. Him and Jericho talk for a minute about some stuff. I wasn't really paying attention, but at the same time, it wasn't really that important because it led to nothing later.
Of course, because
yeah. And then my boy, I want to be like pretend John Cena fan, like Jesus Tony T was. It's so much fun. But yeah, John Cena came out. He tried to make us excited for the Money in the Bank, and he failed because you can talk about how big of a deal it is, like because he was trying so hard. He's like, man, this changes lives. This, you know what's coming. Money in the Bank. And we're like, yeah. But then when we think about it, we're like, oh, it's a fatal four with Money in the Bank. I don't really like any of the guys, except for Jericho, but he can't win because he's leaving. So really, when we started thinking logically, it didn't work. But Cena was winning me over. I was like, yeah, Money in the Bank. I just had memories flowing. And I thought about it. I said, oh, yeah, that was last year.
In a way, Cena was like a young Blake. Trying to explain that the girl he was hooking up with
was a good idea.
Yeah.
But then we're like,
you got some action. Yeah. Chicks. Dude, she probably has chlamydia.
And she's probably ugly.
Yeah.
But
that might be under 18.
That's pretty. Like, you guys have no idea what we're talking about, but in our heads, this makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see.
Since 2010, we've been entertaining ourselves while it makes no sense to you. But anyways, so yeah, that made sense to us. So. In a thing to you guys, it's like when your team picks Sierra Cine and you try to convince yourself it's a good idea. You're like, he's tall, he blocks the shot. Then you watch him play, and you're like, oh, why did I even believe in this? Which is what we're gonna feel like on Sunday. So stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. But then you get the tag match: Cena and Kane, who did turn face after turning on the barbecuer, like we said, against Jericho, the Reformation. The end, this went like 2 segments. I think it went through 2 commercials. This was long, and we didn't really want to see it to begin with, so this really dragged on for us. Like, if this would have been a match we wanted, it went a long time. Yeah. Like, if this was The Rock versus CM Punk, I'd be like, man, it's going on for a while.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I would have. It was long. Like,
it felt like I was banging my head against the wall.
Yeah, like no matter what this match was, like even if it was a match I really wanted to see, I just said, man, this is going really long. But I didn't want to see this, so it went even longer. And then all of a sudden, he's pinning him, and Big Show grabs him out of the ring, and they ring the bell.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I know we've only been watching again since 2010, but I'm pretty sure I've seen people break up pins before. And then they ring the bell, and they DQ'd him.
Don't question, dude. That makes more sense.
And then
than like the wedding angle. Like let's be honest here. Like what pissed you off more, opening segment or when Big Show pulled him out?
Opening segment.
Yeah, so you have to pick your battles, man.
Yeah. Hits it far. But, yeah, so that made absolutely no sense. But then Big Show lays everybody out. But one man.
The one-man rock band?
No.
Oh,
better man. John Cena laid everyone out. Then he fought the Big Show with the ladder. Said, yeah. And then he stood there and said, freak it out! Ah! Because he had to end up on top because he's Cena.
Nobody else has any value that they're trying to push right now.
True.
Never mind.
But it's true. John Cena is my fave 5 right now. That's how you know it's getting bad. And then we get a Money in the Bank qualifying match for Raw because I only have 4 people.
No.
Oh.
That's excluded for the full. That's excluded for the 4 guys who had a belt before who aren't named Del Rio
The Miz.
or Sheamus.
Rey Mysterio, The Miz.
Yeah, or those guys can't. Those guys can't be in it.
Nope.
Anyway, we had Sin Cara versus Heath Slater and Sin Cara at La Mystica, and then you went upstairs. Bob Backlund comes out. Bob Backlund hits with a crossface chicken wing, and then the crowd goes mediocre because they wanted to see this next match, which was announced earlier: Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler.
Heath Slater. Also my fave 5 right now, probably.
Yep. So Cole tries to leave. Booker throws him back in. At this point, I'm considering drinking bleach to get pain away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if you have any alcohol in the house.
Mm-hmm. We do.
I couldn't find it.
I don't know where it was.
Yeah. So
somewhere.
Good thing. Anyway, Lawler wins, and then Anonymous Champ says no. Michael Cole wins, and then here comes Santino. Santino comes out and says the guy must be under the ring, and I said, oh no.
The GM.
Don't blow the Anonymous GM storyline on Raw 998. When just because he never got closure to it before, pulls out Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle kicks some guys in the kneecaps, runs off. So basically, the anonymous Raw GM storyline that we all came to think, wow, who could it be? Hornswoggle. But did we really expect anything different?
Well, not really.
To be honest.
At the time, yeah, but now, I mean, I 100% would rather be wondering the rest of my life where they were going with that than to have them end it with Hornswoggle.
Yeah, there's some things that are better left unsolved.
It really is. It's times like this where I just do this. Oh yeah, and that helps me.
Yeah.
But if
all right, do you want me to talk about this last one? Because I don't know if you.
Yeah, I don't talk about this either.
Okay, so we had the tag match, and then they go back and forth about 2 seconds, and then we get Eve and AJ. Eve's going for the tag, and then Dan Ryan goes, no, backs out, won't tag in. Eve's like, what? You're gonna side with the girl you proposed to marry and not me? Because that makes sense in the world. Anyways, AJ rolls it up, and then Brian's like, hey, let's leave. I showed that you are more important than me winning this match. And Punk's like, I'm not going to marry you. This guy just wants, he wants to cool. He wants to get in there. He just wants to win a belt. He wants all of the belts around his waist. Every single one of them. And then she slaps them both, and then does some yes chants, leaves, and instead of giving an overall review on the show because it sucked, let's talk about Destination X.
Guys, let me say 2 words for you real quick. Brain Buster. Let me say 2 more words. Austin Aries. Let me say more words than 2.
7.
The greatest man who ever lived.
7.
Scratch that. The greatest world champion that ever lived in TNA.
That was actually 7.
Well, I didn't say it was 7. Where I changed.
Yeah, I said 7, and I thought 7. Yeah. Anyways, Destination X
was better than this.
Stomped on it.
And better than No Way Out.
The worst match on Destination X was better than anything on here.
Well, that's not hard, but yeah.
And at the same time, they had qualification matches for a 4-way. So
to be X Division champion.
Yeah. So I mean, you look at those could be easily throwaways, but they weren't bad. As opposed to Cole versus Jerry Lawler. So basically, on one hand, you have a wrestling company versus an entertainment company whose entertainers decided they can make more without almost killing themselves other places.
It is true.
So at that point, do you scrap the entertainment and go towards the wrestling fans and the wrestlers who want to wrestle every week and just say, well, we'll just put them in somewhat compelling things and hopefully they can sell it with the matches? Or do you sit there and try to make everybody The Rock when they have not the ability of The Rock? Let's be honest. If The Rock, you replace Daniel Bryan with CM Punk, you replace Daniel Bryan with The Rock. All these segments aren't super bad.
Yeah, it still be kind of bad. I don't know if The Rock can save this.
Writing. If anyone could save it.
Well, that's true. Because he'd probably make fun of AJ. But if they had to, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The reason I like John Cena more than CM Punk right now, yeah, I said it. Not because I like him more than CM Punk, but what they're doing with CM Punk is a disgrace. Think back to a year from now. If you would have said, a year from now, this is what CM Punk's going to be doing, we would have said,
no.
Right. No.
Keep him heel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah. Oh my gosh.
No.
But I do see what you're saying. It's just like,
it's just one of those things where it's just they're trying to throw everybody up there to try to get the next Batista.
This is what I was saying to him, like before the show ended. I was like, people always complain when The Rock's on, or when Brock's on, or when Taker comes back, or Triple H even, and they're like, well, they're taking time away from the guys they have now. But the problem is, everyone, including, I mean, I am too, but everyone, I've seen your videos and your comments, we've all been complaining about the past 4 Raws in WWE, and none of those big guys are here. So you can't have it both ways. Actually, you can, because that's all anyone does on the internet. You know, push Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder gets pushed. Man, Zack Ryder sucks, man. They should be pushed. That's not believable.
I got an idea.
It's so annoying.
Hear me out here. Hear me out. So you take a tag team, have the tag team break apart, have one of the guys win the belt and turn heel, and carry the belt for 8 months. Then take another guy who can wrestle and has a compelling storyline, have him drop his mid-card belt for a chance at this, and have nobody give him a chance other than the fact that they all love this guy for what he does, and he's a wrestler. And I've
heard this before, but I don't know where.
Weird, huh? Weird.
I think it culminated last night.
Yeah, and
that was Bobby Roode and Austin Aries with James Storm and the BFT
best pay-per-view.
Probably since Money in the Bank. Actually, no. I like Extreme Rules and WrestleMania a lot, but
I'll take it over both of those because
you will. I will.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying in my mind, because my boy D. Bryan got screwed at WrestleMania, so that kind of dampened everything out. And Extreme Rules was good. It was good, but at the same time, I like the whole end of that as opposed to the end of Destination X. It wins there. And that last match, Destination X, did more for me than the Brock match did, which is crazy to think that TNA would do that. But and then everything else was a solid card top to bottom. So
you guys know how I feel. You guys know how I felt Austin Aries. I made a 3-minute TNA review where I said I only reviewed 2 matches. And you know what 2 matches I did? Aries and Rude. So you can see why I enjoyed last night.
Yep.
I'm like looking forward to Thursday to watch TNA. I've never thought I'd say that in my life.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? On TNA's roster, they have guys like Jeff Hardy, Rob Van Dam,
Kurt Angle,
Hulk Hogan,
Sting.
Sting, yes, not Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle was on the card last night.
Oh, that weren't on the card.
Yeah, they have these big guys, but they said, you know what? We're gonna throw everything we have and try to make the best with what we have right here. Steiner wasn't involved. All these.
I think he retired.
Did he really?
I think he quit because he was pissed at Bischoff. I don't watch TNA now.
Yeah, Bischoff wasn't involved. Bischoff's son wasn't involved. Russo wasn't involved. It was.
He got fired.
Yeah. Anyways, it was pure jigsaw.
See what you're
from
saying.
Chikara. It wasn't big names. You told me a year ago that Austin Aries and Bobby Roode were going to main event a pay-per-view, and
Austin Aries debuted in TNA at Destination X last year.
Won his contract. I read up.
It happened.
Yep. Anyway, like you look at that and you said WWE can't do that. You can't say in one year from now, 1 year from Money in the Bank, they could have everything flipped over and they could have new stars. But to do that, you've got to go away from the easy pop of the Jeff Hardys of the world. Jeff Hardy, John Cena, Sting, all those guys. You got to say this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it compelling. And
if WWE had the writers of TNA, like the ideas of TNA.
Oh, don't worry, they fired them all.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they had the ideas TNA had, WWE would be set.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you can.
WWE just coasts because it's CM Punk's name and it's John Cena. It doesn't matter what they're doing. People just like Where TNA has good ideas, but you don't know the people as well. But you get to know them because you're like, okay, this is actually makes sense.
Which might be better because the idea of you flip it around. It's like, oh well, you can't replace Bobby Roode with anyone who's established because it was like, oh, this guy went from beer money to the heel champion, and Austin Aries went from ROH to the greatest man who ever lived and longest reigning X Division champion ever.
I'm just really glad this Raw sucked as bad as it did Because last week when I tried to tell you TNA had been better, you scoffed at the idea, and I think it's clicking now.
I every single time. What's his name?
On TNA or WWE?
No, the guy, Big Dub on Twitter, Big Dub 360.
Oh yeah, Big Dub 360.
Always hits me up. He's like,
watched Impact Live.
Yeah, and I do because he reminds me that it's on.
That's a good point.
And now I know when it's on because I watched the pay-per-view and I am excited.
I really want to see. Might do a review.
We might
do a TNA review. We'll see.
He hasn't reviewed SmackDown.
I review SmackDown.
We were this close to not reviewing Raw.
We were this close.
Like, we're watching the Home Run Derby tape delayed and stuff.
Yeah, it's over right now, but we don't care. Yeah, because we don't know what happened.
We, anyways, like this video because
this video if you agree with what we are saying.
Which is going to be everybody because there's not a single person going to say, you know what, no.
Yeah, I don't care if you hate TNA. Well, you probably didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But if you enjoyed this Raw tonight, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're looking for in wrestling, but I'm sorry.
I mean, I can see you enjoying some parts, if you hadn't seen Bros Clay.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying if you left this Raw saying, I have to rewatch that tomorrow.
If you
sorry.
left excited for Money in the Bank.
Ooh.
Hey, tune in to our Money in the Bank review.
Yeah. Well, okay, so on Wednesday, I'll put up the Money in the Bank 2011 review to conclude our review series, right? And then the SmackDown review, maybe a TNA review. Money in the Bank predictions, Money in the Bank review, and then Raw again.
And question, when Vince McMahon had an illegitimate son, who was it?
Hornswoggle.
Yeah, so when in doubt, Hornswoggle.
It's always Hornswoggle. But, hey, you guys know I'm excited. The man's coming back in a couple weeks to do some stuff. Just put him out there. People cheer loud. So, look forward to all that stuff. Because we're more entertaining than Monday Night Raw.